I really appreciate you joining me today, and this video is about Encrochat. Thank you to everybody that watched the last video that has got over 100,000 views in less than 2 weeks. And don't forget, you can check out the playlist that talks about every single episode I've covered for over 1 year. This story shows how an intricate web of drug smuggling was torn apart by Encrochat. This started back in April 2020 when UK police seized 190 kilograms of cocaine with an estimated street value of 90 million at the port of Dover. They also seized 50 kilograms as well in a second truck that was in toy building blocks coming from the Netherlands. In relation to the larger haul, a man called Gerrit van Eckelveld from the Netherlands was arrested by Border Force, and the cocaine was found in the void in the floor of the truck. He was later charged with importing cocaine, and Gerrit was remanded in custody to stand trial. In relation to the 50 kilogram shipment that was found in 2 holdalls in the second truck, 2 Czech nationals were arrested on suspicion of importing cocaine. The pair were later released under investigation, but several months later, because of Encrochat messages, a man has today been jailed for his involvement in organising the importation of large shipments of cocaine into the UK in children's toys. Chris Michaelides from Chigwell in Essex was sentenced at Woolwich Crown Court on the 29th of October to 20 years in prison. He previously pled guilty at the same court to conspiracy to evade the prohibition of importation of drugs, namely cocaine, conspiracy to supply a controlled drug, cocaine, possession of a firearm, possession of ammunition, possession of a fraudulent passport, and possession of a prohibited weapon, CS gas, and also cannabis as well. European partners and NCA agents assessed and dismantled an encrypted phone network called Encrochat back in 2020 as part of the operation that's called Venetic. On receiving data related to devices in London, the Met Police launched an operation called Eternal, and this was targeting anyone involved in criminality on the network. Detectives from the Specialist Crime Task Force analysed the data from the devices, and this led to officers identifying Chris as being involved in the importation of cocaine. Operation Alwenju was set up, and officers were tasked with attributing the Encrochat handle Prime Gator. They determined that it belonged to Chris, and they raided his home on the 13th of June 2020 and arrested him nearby. When police raided his property, they found a .25 Steyr handgun in the wardrobe in his bedroom, stored with several rounds of ammunition. They also found a fake UK passport. Throughout the house, they also found vast quantities of cannabis, and a number of cannabis plants were just casually growing in his back garden. They found CS gas, which is a prohibited weapon, and Encrochat messages were revealed in court about the details of the operation. They said that he had contacts in Holland and the Czech Republic, and they were arranging the importation along with other gang members for large amounts of cocaine, and they were bringing it in for the port of Dover on the 20th of April 2020. Chris arranged with others for a lorry to transport the innocent children's toys into the country and smuggle cocaine inside. Photographs were sent on Encrochat which showed money being handed over to the driver for payment, so this gave police an insight into how gangs work and how they pay and also take payments. Throughout the day, they said that Chris and others discussed when the lorry went missing and shared images of newspaper articles about the seizure of 50 keys of cocaine. Undeterred by what had happened, the criminal network set up another importation of 37 kilos on the 1st of June. However, the drug consignment was seized before it even got to the UK, and Chris was arrested shortly after and charged on July the 1st. Detective Inspector Lee Byrne from the Specialist Crime Task Force said, "It was a great partnership working with Europol and also the NCA. The firearms and weapons that Chris owned at his home demonstrated that drugs and violence come together, and he would now face a substantial amount of time behind bars for his actions." And in some other news in relation to Encrochat recent convictions, a man from the Wirral up in Merseyside, whose name on Encrochat was Major Fox, has been jailed for 10 years for drug supply and laundering offences. 57-year-old Simon Roberts from Greasby was subject to an investigation as part of Operation Venetic. The investigation into Roberts was carried out by the Organised Crime Partnership, a specialist team set up by the NCA and Merseyside Police to tackle high-risk organised crime groups operating with drugs and firearms. He used the handles Major Fox and Fantastic Fern, and Roberts was identified to have supplied 11 kilos with the wholesale value of £385,000. 3 kilos of heroin for £52,000 and laundered £500,000 to areas including Newcastle and Bournemouth. Speaking after sentencing, Detective Inspector Paul Lamb from the OCP said, "It's pleasing to see a significant drug dealer removed from the community." Roberts was supplying drugs on a commercial scale and spreading misery across multiple locations. OCP is a joint team that is out to disrupt and also dismantle groups that try to blight communities with violence and fear. And in another story and another recent sentence in Operation Venetic, the man's name on Encrochat this time was Stark Island, and he was a 43-year-old man revealed as Gary Mitchell from Merseyside. He was jailed for 15 years at Liverpool Crown Court also on the 29th of October after pleading guilty to conspiracy to supply heroin, cocaine, ecstasy and cannabis. Officers found that he conspired with others to supply 27 kilos of heroin, 17 kilos of cocaine, 159 kilos of cannabis and 7,000 ecstasy tablets across Merseyside. In his messages, he gave details of key journeys that he carried out in his vehicle and pictures of cannabis that he was holding, which enabled police to confirm that the fingerprints in the picture were Mitchell's. He was arrested at his home and charged with Class A and Class B drugs later on. So far, the ongoing investigation into Operation Venetic has seen 126 people charged, 42 people sentenced, for a total of 492 years across Merseyside. So these are the latest updates in relation to Encrochat, and I really appreciate you joining me today, and thank you to everybody that has supported the coverage on the channel, which has made me be able to compete with the likes of Sky News and also Channel 4. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me online as well at Scarcity Studios on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok and Twitter, and I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.